I can only ask you to be you if I'm prepared to be me. I cannot want you to be if I don't let you in, into my thoughts, into my fears, into my inner being. This is my way of becoming the change I want to see. This is my way of sharing all of me with all of you. This is it, exposed, unplugged, naked, free. It's nothing really. It's just me. I get a sense that somehow my body is this separate creature from me. You know, I get a sense like I am not this body, that there's something else that's inside of me that is my awareness, is my understanding, is my sort of comprehension of the world that's here. Everything else seems like it's just like it's everything else seems like it's just not real. Um, and if I try to trail back to when I first became aware that there was something in me that was kind of who I was not necessarily, you know, what I thought I was, was when I was growing up and I started looking at myself. I started saying, okay, well, how did I want to appear? How do I want to look? Um, and I think I just naturally started feeling like I started playing around with looks like everyone else did, and my hair and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I kind of created a look that made me feel more like me, which is not perfect, but it's still more like me, more like what I felt I was, or where I looked in the mirror and my awareness was content, right, to some level. Um, I guess that was it, right? And that's when I realized, hey, wait a second, something else is going on here. It's not just about how good I look or bad I look. I didn't care what other people thought. Um, I cared about this internal sort of awareness within me, that what it thought or what I thought, or if that was me, or whatever it may be. It's almost like when I saw the Matrix and I saw Neo getting plugged in, to the Matrix, and he went into the for those of you who've seen it, his mind gets plugged into a computer simulated world, and that simulated world represents our real world, or the world that we think we live in, but the real world is something quite different. And it's almost as if my awareness was plugged into this physical, organic, silicone-based body, right? And that I'm living in this body, but this awareness of mine is beyond this body. It's not. It's kind of like it's connected, but it's not there. And that's when I started to realize that, well, maybe I'm not my body. Maybe this body is just something that I'm just using at this period of time in my life, and I get the chance to mold it. I get a chance to kind of, um, you know, manipulate it to some level as I grow up. I can make sure the body's healthy. I can make sure my body, is lean. I can make sure it's more muscular. I can make sure that my look is more polished. Things like that. I can change different pieces of my face if I want to through plastic surgery. I can tattoo myself. There's so many different ways that I could alter the body to make my awareness more satisfied with how it's representing that awareness, right? But it wasn't me trying to impress other people or to, it didn't really, and I never quite understood, and maybe someone can chime in here and help me out. Never quite understood the need for others to look at me and say I'm attractive or ugly or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's something that was kind of weird in me, because it was always about me, and I actually never really looked that great growing up compared to what other people thought, and so, but it never really mattered to me how, the general population thought I looked. But it did matter a lot to me. It mattered to me how this body represents who I am inside, this awareness inside, I guess. And I did a lot of things growing up. I had a nose job where, and I fought quite hard to get it, and probably another blog will probably dig more detail into it. I did a lot of things to change my body, and I'm continually doing things to change my body in order to better suit how how I believe I should be, I should be looking, right? And I wasn't just content, like some people said, like my parents told me, just be content with what you were given and all that. And I was like, nah, no, I mean, I need to be, that contentness doesn't come from me just giving up. My contentness comes from me molding my body into the image of who I believe I am. And that then leads back to the original question, who am I, right? I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know who I am. I'm completely honest here. Like, I don't know who I am. I mean, 50 years into my life, and I have not a clue. I have not a clue. That is, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get it. I don't know if I'll ever figure out who I am. But I do know that there are more dimensions to me than I'm fully aware of. And back when I was in my early 20s, I went through what I call the dead time, and that's the time when I was a single father. I was going through a full-on depression. I had started it when I was with my 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 second love of my life, and I was there with a child pretty much full time, and having to deal with who I was and what I was, and what am I going to represent to my boy, and what I was going to be to him. He didn't know at the time. He was only like 3.5, 4 years old, but that I had no clue. I had no clue. I was doing my schooling. I was still doing my doctorate. I was still working as well, and I was a single dad. It's like, and I just had to like figure out what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, what am I, and I still don't know, but I do feel like as I listen to that piece of me, that awareness that was in me, as I listened to that piece, I kind of became more and more in tune with how I wanted to proceed in life.